A lot made coming into this fight about the teammates, Usman next week, but you're in kind of the weird spot, right? Like you have to watch Umar fight, and then Usman gets a week off. So how are you handling all of this? How are you going to handle the night of the fight?
January is a hard month for our team. Tahir, Umar, Usman, myself fighting, I will watch all the fights, and after my fights, with my belt, I will travel to Dubai to support Usman.
And I know you said last time you weren't going to do the custom shorts for the last fight, but you did them this time, and they're very cool. How did you come up with the design?
Yeah, I really like it, They put everything what I ask, It's really look very good, And I have all my shorts from all my fights. I have the collection, and it's going to be one of the best in the collection.
Yeah, and I know you said in the Countdown show and some other interviews that you're very good in rematches, right? But you just had the one with Volkanovski, and you only had like 10 days to prepare for that. You've had months for this. So how much better are you going to be in this rematch with more time this time?
I'm always good in the rematch. That's why I will be more prepared, Now I know everything what Arman can do, and I know his style, and always he have same style always, He have good wrestlings. That's why he's my opinion. That's why he's a #1 contender right now, because in our division we don't have like many good high-level wrestlers, But who have good skills in the wrestling, they're in the top.
Arman was in here earlier, and he says he has a secret technique planned for this fight that no one has ever seen before, and you won't be ready for. Do you have any idea what this might be?
Man, I told you, don't believe what Arman says, because last time he says, I will finish Oliveira by 1 round, but they go all distance, and he won by split decision. That's why don't believe him.
And I know you said he's not going to talk about you anymore after this fight, right? But he is still one of the younger guys in the division. Do you not see, if you win this fight, ever a third fight with him, it's going to be over after this?
My third fight, no, I hope no, because not makes sense 3 times fight with some guy, same guy. And but I think it's new generation will come, we have most dangerous weight division. The all guys, I believe this is one of the hardest weight class in, not just in UFC, in our sports, And I need some new target.
Yeah, I was going to ask that. I saw someone point out in the lead up to this fight that in 2025, most of the guys in the top 10 are going to be turning 35 or older. Arman is the youngest one. So what do you think of the division right now, and who do you see as people who are coming up and could maybe challenge for the belt in the next year or so?
I don't want to look behind Arman, because now I have Arman is a good, really tough opponent, and I just focus on him, and looking for the rankings, thinking for the next opponent. It's not my job. I just still training, still hungry, and just if we have something, just send me contract. It's my opinion all my life, I never chose opponent, never thinking like I'm gonna fight this guy, I'm not gonna fight this guy. Just send me contract, that's it.
And just last thing, if your team goes 3-0, you, Tagir, and Umar on Saturday, is this going to be maybe the most special night of your career so far?
For sure. This is the biggest night for our team. Two guys fight for the title, and other guy fight also, That's why it's the big day for the Russian MMA, for the Dagestan, for our gym, We're so excited.
Islam right here. Arman has been pretty honest when he's been talking about his own skill set and game plans. And he said in the first fight, when he took you down, his coaches were telling him to stop wrestling, but he wanted to keep wrestling you, and he wasn't listening to his coaches. He was pretty honest about that. And he says in every fight, his coaches will tell him something, and he wants to do what they're not telling him all the time, similar with Charles.
tell him. You have to. I listen my coach. I don't know who is his coach, but I always listen my coach because I have one of the best coaches in this game, and it's good, when you have some corners who can give you good advice. You have to listen them because small things can change the fight.
And one of the stories is if you win this fight, you have the title fight record at lightweight. So what would that record mean to you? Because a lot of people are now saying if you win on Saturday, you could be the greatest lightweight in just all of mixed martial arts, not just the UFC.
I swear, I never thinking about this. Just last week, the all media asked me about this. But it's good if I broke some records, if I have most lightweight title defense, if I have most win in UFC, it's good. Close to the become Hall of Fame.
Back here, Islam, right in front of you, right? Salam alaikum.
Alexander.
Do you feel that this version of Arman Tsarukyan is going to be the most dangerous opponent that you've had, even compared to Volkanovski, compared to Oliveira?
No. If I give them chance to work, it's going to be dangerous. It's going to be tough fight. But all of the guys who I fought last 5 times, I don't know, they're always dangerous, Oliveira, one of the dangerous guys in our division. How many submissions, how many knockouts he have, Volkanovski, one of the tough guy, in our sports. It's MMA, all fighters from contenders, or when you become fight for the title, it's all dangerous. And if I let them work, it's gonna be tough fight. But if I can follow my plan, it's gonna be easy, inshallah.
Do you think the fight will look similar to what it was before your first fight, or it's going to be very
I don't know how it's gonna look, but I'm ready.
All right, final question.
Maybe first time I'm a little bit underestimating because before that he never fought in UFC. I never saw his fight, but right now I know everything what Arman have. He know everything what I have, and it's gonna be good fight for the MMA fans.
Absolutely. Final question for me. I was watching video from about 18 years ago where Khabib was talking you were going to be competing in the World Sambo Championship. Did you believe then that Khabib would be champion and you would be champion in the UFC?
For sure. Because I know when Khabib was you took the belt, and I understand in my mind I can do, because I did same things, training with him all life, follow the discipline, follow the everything, and I understood I can be UFC champion at that moment. And when Khabib, 15 years old, this guy's training more than everybody. That's why he have good success. That's why he was UFC champion, because he's a hard worker and training everywhere, every day, more than everybody.
Excellent.
This is the key.
Thank you very much.
Брат, такой вопрос. Салам алейкум.
Александр.
Как мы знаем, этот кэмп больше прошел под руководством Хабиба, чем под руководством Мендеса. Насколько сильно отличается, насколько тяжелее прошел этот кэмп в сравнении с Мендесом?
Так не сказать, что под кого-то руком вместе у нас была подготовка, вся команда вместе, все тренера были вместе, и больше процессом руководил Хабиб. И подготовка была очень тяжелая. Отпахали все в хорошей форме.
Я понял. И еще такой вопрос. Ты говорил, что не хочешь драться с Мухаммадом. Если вдруг в их чемпионском противостоянии выиграешь Шавкат Рахмонов, готов ли ты подраться с ним? И как ты вообще видишь, прошел бы этот бой?
Я с обоими парнями знаком. Это не те бои, которые я бы хотел бы точно. И Белял Мухаммад, и Шавкат Рахмонов. Оба первоклассные бойцы с набором всех навыков. И у них скоро состоится хороший бой, который мне интересно будет посмотреть.
Islam over here. Islam, I was wondering, can you speak on your shorts have the mountains and then they have, I believe it's pronounced the Kanjali, the dagger. Can you just talk about what it means and that the Kanjali's significance to the culture of Dagestan?
The mountain what I have, this mountain, it's called Pabaku in the Lak district, close to my village. I went to the hill, 2 times. That's why it's like famous mountain. I put there, and I put the dagger because dagger is the like traditional. Something traditional in Dagestan.
You've obviously known Umar Nurmagomedov for a long time. Just obviously, he's one of the younger guys on the team. What would it mean to you to see him become a champion, having known him since you guys were both younger?
I know Umar like how many years? More than 10 years. This guy is most disciplined guy in our gym. He travel a lot when he not in UFC. He travel with us a lot, and he training last 10 years with us everywhere. And this guy is hungry, When he was young, he always thinking about UFC belt. I want to be champion. I want to be like success, And he's a hard worker. That's why he's a contender right now. That's why he's fighting for the belt. He deserves, because I saw how he training. He very hungry.
I asked him, can you tell me a story about Islam when you guys were both really young? He said, you were always joking. You've always been the funny guy. I'm wondering, can you tell us a story about Umar from when you met him when you were both really young?
One time I have one story. One time we're training in the San Jose, and like some of the guys say, let's go to San Francisco. I told them, hey, no, I don't want to go San Francisco because some of them it's like traffic, more than 1 hour by drive in the weekend. And they just leave, four people. And I called them after 2 hours. Hey, where are you guys? You reached to the San Francisco? They said, no, we reached to the hotel where we live from. I said, well, what happened? They told me, we go to the gas station and Omar put diesel in our car. From that moment, we told everybody, don't give your kids to the Muay Thai school when they was young.
Thank you.
Islam over here. Got a couple questions for you. It's no surprise that there's a lot of Armenians in LA, a lot of Armenians expected at the Intuit Dome for UFC 311. Tell me about whether or not that gives you more motivation going into the octagon when you know that the crowd and a lot of people are rooting for your opponent.
It's not a surprise for me. I went to the Australia where the like very big arena and maybe like, I don't know, 100 people support me, but other in the Volkanovski side. Last time I fought in New Jersey, in US, their all arena same support my opponents. It's nothing mean, when you step to the cage, just you and your opponent, you have to be focused, that's it.
One more question for you. You've received 3 Fight of the Night bonuses in your illustrious UFC career, and one of them was against Arman. So what would you say makes him a very exciting fighter to take on?
Him make excited?
I'm saying what makes him an exciting fighter to fight against?
Because first time we have good fights, all distance, we get the bonus. Second one, I like to finish, and this fight I will looking for the finish all fights because I don't like to fight all distance. And he's a this very good fight for the MMA fans because number 1 contender fight for this champion, and both have good skills and very competitive fight.
Islam, можно? Ислам, а будешь ли ты Армана Царукяна приводить в пример своим детям? Арман из богатой семьи, но пахарь, уже многого добился в спорте.
Ну, не знаю, приводить кому в пример?
Детям своим.
Ну, своим детям я даже себя не буду в пример приводить. Есть люди, которые лучше нас, и бойцы, и мы не те люди, с которых там, не самые лучшие люди, с которых стоит брать пример. Есть намного лучшие, которые жили до нас, и я думаю, для них они будут примером. Арман молодец, пришел, я слышал, что он с богатой семьи и добился таких результатов. Обычно тяжело и мало таких.
И Хабиб очень много времени провел с вами на сборе, помогал готовиться, хотя мог потратить это время, там, например, на ведение бизнеса. Получит ли он какой-либо тренерский гонорар?
Гонорар только он нам дает. Мы, конечно, очень благодарны Хабибу. Большая семья у него, и столько дел, столько переездов, полетов, и все ради того, чтобы мы добились успеха. Здесь часто начинают меня спрашивать, ты побьешь там Хабиба рекорд и что-то такое. Никогда в жизни у меня в голове даже 1% не было, чтобы я побил там Хабиба какие-то рекорды. Мы здесь не для этого. Мы здесь только для того, чтобы помогать друг другу. И это самое ценное, и я это ценю, что не только Хабиб, здесь много ребят, у всех есть семья, у всех есть дела, и они просто приезжают поддержать нас, чтобы мы добились успеха. Потому что мы как единое целое, наша команда как одно. Каждый переживает чужую боль как свою.
Спасибо.
Ислам, добрый день. Известно, что Арману в этом тренировочном лагере помогал Адриано Мартинс, единственный человек, который тебя победил. Когда ты об этом узнал, если ты знаешь об этом, какая была твоя реакция?
Я видел фотографии. Реакций никаких не было. Адриано Мартинс, выиграл он, меня попал. После этого проиграл, не знаю, сколько. Я еще не видел, что он после этого выиграл. И это не такой человек, да, с набором навыков, чтобы с кем тренироваться, что ты на нем можешь расти. У него идет большой спад, и я не думаю, что он чем-то может Арману помочь.
Кстати, вот по поводу того боя бытует мнение, что то поражение как раз-таки тебе помогло, потому что на тебя не давит этот нолик, который давит на многих.
Я думаю, лучше бы он давил на меня.
Еще я у Армана спросил, и он сказал, что когда ваша история в октагоне будет закончена, ему было бы интересно провести с вами лагерь, по примеру того, как Уитакер сейчас тренируется с Адесаней. Тебе было бы интересно потренироваться с Арманом?
Да, почему нет? Я даже вчера этого Дэви Рамоса видел в лифте. Я знаю, он сейчас тренирует, сам тоже выступает, редко. И я ему сказал, что можешь взять своих ребят, приехать к нам в Дагестан. Мы все организуем, потренируемся вместе. Он тоже обрадовался. Потому что много же ребят тренируются. Обмен опытом. Приедут бразильцы, пацаны, потренируются вместе. Мы что-то им дадим полезное. Они там чем-то поделятся. Для роста это полезно.
Арман не раз уже говорил, что у него есть какой-то суперсекретный прием, который он использует в субботу вечером. Как думаешь, что это?
Не знаю, может, у него тоже секрет джуз какой-то. Не знаю. Уже много раз меня об этом спрашивали, но я готов ко всему.
И последний вопрос. Недавно Хабиб сказал, что хочет уже поскорее завершить карьеру, но сделает это тогда, когда каждый член вашей команды тоже завершит карьеру. Вопрос. Сколько вы еще будете оставлять Хабибу у работы?
Пока еще рано ему об этом думать. Умар дерется за пояс. Усман только набрал обороты. Сейчас скоро, я думаю, его в UFC подпишут. И у него еще много лет тяжелых, нервных впереди.
Спасибо. Хорошего боя.
You talked about how you were good with rematches, but how hard is it for you to prepare for a rematch like this against an opponent who you know what they want to do, but since you last fought them, they've evolved like an extreme amount?
Of course, when you know everything what your opponents can do, when you watch is like 10 fights in UFC is different for sure. But you know, for my opponent, he have always same style. He always like beginning from the striking. When somebody push him, he try to take them down. You know, but I prepare for everything. I'm gonna give him hard time in the striking, grappling, wrestling.
And then obviously it's nice to have the fans on your side, but do you kind of like it when the fans are almost against you and you can almost embrace like
It's
the
not
villain's
something
mentality?
I like, but I told you it's no matter who you support, you and your opponent, and that's it. Cage is close, nobody can help you.
Islam. Khabib recently said in an interview with ESPN that fighting was easier and that coaching is more of a headache. What was his energy and his teaching like during this training camp?
You know, of course, he's for like corners everybody, not just in the fight, in the sparring. You know, sometimes he go crazy when he corners somebody in the gym. Also, you know, when somebody don't listen him, his advice, he go crazy, and it's really hard. Maybe someone you guys don't understand, but when you corner someone who close to you, your friends, it's really hard because you're nervous. You cannot sleep after the fight. You cannot even sleep after listening because you're like, you know, empty because the emotion, the people, crowd, you know, you're gonna be like empty, zero after the fight. That's why I think now he have experience, you know, and he have to keep in energy now from the first fight when he gonna be corner with Tahir, because Tahir is the guy who make him nervous more than everybody.
What is it like when you said he goes crazy? What is that like when he goes crazy? Can you give us a story?
Like a couple weeks ago, Tahir spar with some guys. That guy like push him to the cage, and Tahir just stay here. Khabib told him a couple times, do this, but Tahir don't listen him, you know. And after when the training finished, Khabib told him, hey, I have my family, I have like job, I have everything. I can live from here. If you don't listen me, I can live. But if you want to be, I'm here training with you, you have to listen my advice. Because some of the things you don't understand in the fight, you know. Because somehow if somebody pressure you, keep you in the cage, you're gonna lose the round, you know. And I always listen my corners, you know, because they saw fight, they know who is win, which round you lose, which round you won, you know. That's why you have to listen your corners.
Good luck on Saturday.
Thank you, guys. Voice permitted, though. Thank you, guys.